Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana hobby guy. And today we actually are talking about something completely different. I've had a lot of requests over the last year or so talking about 3D printing. What printer do I use? What printer do I recommend? And I've always recommended the Anycubic Viper. In fact, it's running over there right now, printing standoffs. But today we're going to talk about how you can get into 3D printing cheaply, and I'm talking about under $400, with a state-of-the-art printer that can print up to 500 millimeters per second and up to 300 degrees Celsius. And it's unheard of at this price point. And it is called the AnkerMake M5C 3D printer. It's auto leveling, it's auto feed, one button printing, and it really is. It's something I recently found out about when I needed to order new 3D printers. I went straight to my friend's videos. I went to Shapiro, and I went to Jim, and I haven't really been posting videos because I've sort of been put on bed rest by the doctor. So I'm not even supposed to be making this video, but there's only so much time that you can spend in the house, and I figured that today would be the perfect time to do this. Doesn't really involve any physical exertion, which I'm restricted from right now. So let's jump over into the laser lab. I just got this one in. We're going to put it together, put it through its first run. And for those of you who have never been in 3D printing before, this is the only printer that I would recommend. There's really zero learning curve. You can literally open an app, hit start, and you're done. And for those people that actually do 3D printing, you're going to know what I'm talking about. So let's jump over into the lab and get started. Okay, so we're in the laser lab, and we have got the new printer right here for the lab. This is the AnkerMake M5C, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot the name of it already. If I'm wrong, I'll put it down on the screen over there. We are going to unbox this, and we're going to put it together, and you're going to see exactly how long this all takes from start to finish. And it's going to be one video straight through, although I may speed up some of the parts of it. All right, so let's get started and see what's in the box. Now, I am pretty confident that everything should be in here. It is brand new from the factory, and I really doubt that it would be missing any parts. So, here we go. Let's open up the box. And I guess I'm going to need to stand up for this. Let's see what we get here. So the very first thing is the largest, and I mean the largest, quick start guide that I've ever seen. Now, I watched a video by Shapiro. I also watched a video from my friend Jim, and I'll put links down below the video to their videos. They're 3D printing geeks, so they know what they're talking about. You'll get more and better information from them. But this is just to show you what you would expect if you were to get something like this. This is a high-end, entry-level 3D printer. And what I mean by high-end is that it's one of the fastest printers on the market for hobby 3D printing at 500 millimeters per second. And it's a budget printer at only $399. And I'll put the coupon code down below that makes it $399. It's not my coupon code, it's the company's coupon code, $30 off. And it is user friendly, so you don't need any experience to use this. Now, in here, they've got the toolkit, and let's take a look inside. This is a really cool looking, like futuristic plastic toolkit that they've got here. It's very nice. Oh, look at all that. So you got everything that you need is right here in the toolkit. So we'll take and put that off to the side. We've got the power cord. We'll put that off to the side. We've got M6 and M5 bolts. Put that off to the side. Here we got something here. So this is the filament holder right here. We'll put that gently off to the side. Don't want to scratch that beautiful new laser. And take off the first layer. With the first layer off, inside here we've got the entire gantry. And this is something that if you're new to 3D printers, you're going to really like, because 3D printers usually come all apart. You have to put them all together. This has got everything assembled already. Let me put this off to the side right there. We've got another massive piece of foam, very well packaged, as I would expect. And then another massive piece of foam. We'll put that one off to the side as well. And then in here is the actual base of the printer. I'm going to be careful taking this out. And that's it. So let's put this on the side for right now. And put everything back in the box in the order that it came out. Just to get it out of the way. And we will keep the quick start directions out, even though I am pretty sure I watched Irv and Jim's video, and I'm pretty sure I got the idea of how to put this together. Okay, that's out of the way. Let's grab the base again. This is really light, by the way, which kind of surprised me a little bit. Get some of this junk wood out of the way here. So here we've got our base. There are some foam supports in here that we're going to take out. And I know from watching the videos that the first thing that we have to do is turn this over and take this back plate off. 2 little tabs. Take it out. Back inside here, we've got the 2 stepper motor wires, which we don't have the stepper motors in yet because we have to install the gantry, and that's it. So let's take this and flip it up on its side. Grab the gantry, and it has to go on this way. So we'll plug this in. It has little alignment pins there, so it aligns perfectly. I'm going to flip this up on its side like that, and all I have to do now is install some bolts and plug in these stepper motors, and that's really it. So here are our 2 bags of bolts. Here is our little kit with the tools. We'll go ahead and use their tools. So I'll take out their Allen wrenches. And I think that's all. There is a spare nozzle in here, by the way, too. I think that's all that I need. So we're going to start with the M5, the M5 by 20. And I know this because I've watched the videos already. So I'm going to skip that quick start guide, and I'm just going to get straight to it. So the first thing we need to do is find our M5 wrench, and I don't think that's it. Nope, it's going to be the big one. And we will plug it into one of the bolts. And one of the things I noticed is that this has thread lock on it. I love to use thread lock on just about everything that I do, because you don't have to worry about your bolts coming out. And I typically don't use thread lock. I typically use nail polish. So that I find that that's the best thing to use on parts that you may need to disassemble in the future. So I'm going to speed this part up, and then we'll get back to the video in just a minute. Okay, and that takes care of the 8 bolts, the 8 M5s that are on the back holding the gantry on. The only thing left to do now is to plug in these stepper motors, and I know you probably won't be able to see this on the video, but they're not in a bad place. It's just that I can't see where they are. I will have to bend over a little bit here to see. I can't see that one. We'll go to this one. And that one went right straight in, no problem. And this one went right straight in with no problem too. If I could see better, that would help. 2 stepper motors, 2 plugs, that's it. So let's go ahead and put this cover back on. And we are almost finished, folks. When I told you that this was easy, I mean this is easy. So let's turn it around. We've got this cord back here that has to get plugged in over here. That's pretty simple. And then on the back we've got 4 holes over here, and that is for the filament spool. So the filament spool is going to go on right here. No, can you see that in the video? Yeah, you can. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and one more time I'm going to speed up the video while I put the filament spool on, and it's just a matter of 4 of these M4 bolts. Okay, well, we are not going to put 4 bolts in because, as you saw there, one of them dropped on my carpet, which happens to be black and gray. So I will go over that with a magnet later on sometime, and I'll find that last one and put it in. But that is really about it, folks. We have the Bowden tube right here that needs to be installed into this plug up here. Wait, there's a little thing on here that's holding this in place. This little green guy, got to remove that. And now all we do is plug in the Bowden tube like that, and plug in the power cord. And guess what, folks? The assembly for this machine is now finished. That's just how easy this is. And if you have ever put together a 3D printer before, you know that it's not that easy. It is a pain in the butt. That is the easiest assembly I think I've ever done. Just a couple minutes and it is done. Couple minutes, just incredible. I really think that this is unbelievable value for the money. $399, and you've got a state-of-the-art printer. And this thing is incredible. One thing I really like is this build plate right here. So this build plate is magnetic and it's textured on both sides, not just on one. And there's these little green stops back here. You don't even have to be looking at it to set it in place. All you have to do is bump up against the back of those stops and you've got it. It's set in place. So let me go ahead, and I think what I'm going to do next is I am going to get this over onto its permanent home there on the workbench right next to the laser, and we'll be ready to get started. So I'm going to go move it real quick and I'll be right back. And we're back. And as you can see, I've set it up on its new home over there next to the LaserMATIC. And we are now ready to load it with some PLA, download the app, and download the software. Now this could be a deal breaker for some of you out there that have privacy concerns, is that this does use proprietary software. As far as I know, that's all it uses. I'm not positive. Haven't heard anyone say that you can use anything else like Prusa Slicer or any of the other slicers that are on the market. This has its own software, and the benefit to it having its own software is that there are no settings. You import your model to the software. Let's say you downloaded something from Tinkercad or any of the online resources, the hundreds of thousands or millions of files that are out there that you can download. Let's say that you downloaded that STL file, you load it into the software, and that's all you do. You hit print. You pick fast or slow and hit print. So I'm not going to take you through downloading the app. I thought about doing it. I just did it myself. It takes way too long. In the other videos, you know, they were like extended out to an hour or more because of, you know, the downloading and the installing. And I will tell you that I downloaded the app, and before I could use it, it had to update. So after I did the update, it updated again. Not quite sure what that's all about. I downloaded the slicer, and before I could use it, it had to update. So I just spent, it may have only taken me 5 minutes to put this together, or 10 minutes tops. But I spent 35 minutes just downloading and updating the software, which shouldn't really count here. Like I said, the benefit of this machine is import the file, hit print. That's the benefit. This is one of the best machines out there on the market today for a new user that has no experience whatsoever. And guess what? No experience required with this one. So with that said, the only thing that some people might have a problem with are privacy issues, because the app requires you to allow access to everything on your phone while you're using the app. So if you have a problem with being connected, the good thing about this is that you don't have, like most 3D printers, you gotta take and load your file onto an SD card, walk over to the printer, plug the SD card in, hit refresh, find the file that you want after you've sliced it already on in your software. With this one, it's Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, either one. All you do, whichever one connects. If you're on the app, you're going to use the Bluetooth. You hit print, it sends it to the machine. If you're on your computer, you log this into your home network, and you just hit print, and it goes straight to the machine. So other than the privacy concerns, which I'm really not concerned about, I don't do anything that anyone can't see on my computer anyway, and I don't do banking on this computer or anything else, so I'm not too worried about any of that. I'm going to get started now. The very first thing I need to do, it does a 39-point leveling. I haven't actually powered it up yet. I'm going to skip that part as well. I'm going to power it up. I'm going to do the 39-point leveling, and then I'm going to connect the app, and I'm going to connect the slicer. You can use one or the other, whichever one you want, your computer or your phone. I'm going to do the first print with my phone, and we're going to see how that comes out. So with that said, I'm going to finish what I'm doing, do the leveling on this machine, and I will be right back. All right, so while it's doing its thing back there, it's doing a bed leveling, and it's got 6 minutes and 40 seconds left on the bed leveling. And everything is automatic, though. There's really not very many options in this app for you to do. So while it's doing that, I have some GST 3D filament that I've got here. I buy this by the case, and my friend Jerry at 3DHP on YouTube usually, or he used to get coupons for this. I don't know if he still gets the coupons or not, but if you buy it by the case, you get a really good discount. So I've got their black edition white filament here, and like all filaments, it comes in a vacuum packed bag, and you've got to open this up. So here is the black edition white filament. Really nice stuff from GST 3D, and they're a Florida company, by the way. So you want to be careful when you load this filament into the machine, and it comes looped into this hole right here. So you have to hold the filament with one hand like that and cut it off with the other, and make sure that it doesn't unravel, because if it unravels, then it becomes a problem. And right here on the label, it tells you this is PLA plus and 1.75 millimeter, and that's what we need. And the print range on this is 180 to 230 degrees. The bed temperature 40 to 60. And the app and the software will take care of all those settings for us automatically. So I'm going to put this on the side. As you can see behind me, it is doing its thing with the bed leveling. And I made a mistake earlier. I said 39 points. It's actually 49 points that it's going around the bed, and it's going to make sure it's perfectly level. And again, if you've ever had anything to do with 3D printers, you know what a nightmare it is to level these beds. So I've got 3 minutes and 56 seconds left on the clock for the bed leveling. So I will go ahead and cut this right here, and I will come back when that's finished, and we'll install the filament and run our first job. Okay, so we have got the bed leveling is finished. I'm going into the toolkit, and I'm getting these snippers out. I'm going to get my filament, and I'm going to cut it. And this part always makes me a little bit nervous, because you have to hold this filament in place while you snip it off. And pull this little end out, put my snippers down, and now I'm going to hold this tight. You have to keep it tight. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on the printer. I hope I don't get in the way of the camera. And I'm going to start feeding it into the tube. I'm going to feed it through and make sure that I'm not distorting it, bending it or anything like that, all the way until I reach the end. When it stops over here, then I'm just going to press this button, which opens the extruder gears, and push it a little further in. And I've hit the end now. So now I'm going to push this button and feed it just a little bit further. That's about as far as I can feed it by hand. So the next thing that I'm going to do now, I'm going to start my screen recorder. Maybe I can put this up on the screen and show you how this actually works. I'll start my screen recorder, and then we'll get the first print going. Alright, so I have got my screen recorder going now, and I'm in the app. I don't know why I'm showing it to you. And you can see the app now on the screen. I'm going to overlay this on the screen. So in here it tells you what the nozzle temperature is, what the temperature is of the heated bed. Here you can extract and extrude. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do extrude, and I'm going to click that extrude button. Now it's telling me that the nozzle is heating up. I'm going to say yes to that. And you can see it's at 74, 85, 97. This is heating up pretty quickly as compared to a lot of my other printers, or all of my other printers. They don't heat up this quickly. We're up to 131. I think it has to be, oh, it says right there 175 before it'll start extruding. So it has fed the PLA into the machine, And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over here to explore, and I'm gonna pick something from here. I don't want to do anything that's gonna take too long. Let's see, maybe we'll do this little monster mask figurine. What do you think? I don't know. All of these are probably going to take a while. I think I will do the... Oh, here we go. We should do the benchy. I'm going to leave the benchy alone for now. That's usually what everybody does, so I don't want to do that. Let's just do something different. We'll do the daddy keychain. And it says filament PLA plus, so that's good. Any one of these. I'm just going to hit print, and I'm going to do the laser shop, and it's telling me that it's going to take 6 grams of filament, which is nothing, and 250 millimeters per second. I should have picked something that would be a little bit faster. I'll hit continue, and it is now downloading. And I will switch over to that camera now, and we'll wait for that to start printing. I'll speed this up for you so that we can keep this video as short as possible. Okay, there we go. So not only did the machine beep, it also sent me a notification on my phone. I was next door. So let me grab this off the bed. There it is. Look at how beautiful that came out. Happy Father's Day. And this only took a few minutes to print. It's got a tiny little bit of stringing on here. That's nothing that's abnormal. I think this came out absolutely fantastic, and what I'll do is I will take a picture of it instead, and I'll put that picture up on the screen because it's kind of hard to see in the video. But I got to tell you that this came out absolutely fantastic. First print is perfect. So I will take a picture, put that on the screen. It's probably already up there. And I really like the way this came out. I mean, it is really nice print. Really nice print. I love it. Great little keychain. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to open the software. I'm not going to do it on screen. I'm going to run my next print job, which is going to be my standoffs that you see over here. So I'm going to run a set of these standoffs for the laser. Alright, so I have got that job running behind me on the laser, as you can see. And I just went and looked at my other slicer program, and on my Anycubic Viper, this job will take 8 hours and 17 minutes. On this machine, 2 hours and 32 minutes. And that is what I just love about this new machine. And I still can't believe for the price. I mean, I paid more than that for my Anycubic. Of course, that was a couple years ago. And I think the price has come down, but I think it's still somewhere very close to the price of this one. And it just amazes me that for $399 you can get a high-speed printer like this that prints in such fine detail. I really love that Father's Day keychain. I mean, it came out absolutely beautiful. First try, first print, You saw it right here. So this is now going to be, for sure, my favorite 3D printer. That's going to be about it for this. I'm going to put up a picture when this is done. I'm not going to wait the 2 hours and 32 minutes for this job to finish, but I'll throw up a picture of the final product so that you can take a look at it and see for yourself. And I got to tell you that I'm going to be real happy with this, and so is Linda at the other shop. She's got 2 of these that we'll be setting up tomorrow. Excuse me. And she's the one that's actually printing these standoffs that I'm selling in my online store, engraveandcutfiles.com. And she's the one printing them. We're constantly out of stock. We've only had them up for, I don't know, maybe a week now, and we've already gotten 60 orders on them. So she's going to be the one printing them so that we can fulfill the orders even more quickly. So that's it for here in the Laser Lab. Let's wrap this all up. All right, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. That's about it. I just want to make a couple of closing points here. This really was a very, very fast assembly, maybe 10 minutes if I wasn't making the video. The setup itself, say another 30 or 35 minutes because things had to update. I did figure out that it wasn't the app that was updating twice. It was the app had to update and the firmware on the machine was updating. So that's what the 2 updates were about. But I am going to, down below the video, I'm going to link to my friend Shapiro's video. I'm going to link to Jim at the Edge of Tech. And you're going to see, if you want to know all of the ins and outs of this printer in, 3D techie language, 3D print techie language, those 2 are going to be the ones to watch. But this video was mainly for somebody who's looking to get into 3D printing as an adjunct to their laser engraving, and someone that has no experience at 3D printing and wants to be able to just open an app or open the slicer, import the file, and hit print. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed getting out of the house, getting off of the bed rest, and getting here into the shop. As much as I enjoyed doing this. So, as always, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.